Hello everybody, welcome back to Basic Video Game Part 2. Today we're going to continue on with the video game we started creating last time, and we're going to add some sound and create a scoring system. Here we go, let's get started. So now you should have your bear appearing up in this corner here. You should see the same movement commands with the arrows that we created before. And now we are going to add some sound to the activity. So we will add when flag clicked to begin, and then we're going to have the bear make a sound anytime it catches it. So in order to do that, we will go to our control and create an if-then statement, because we only want this sound to play if the bear is indeed touching the donut. So I'm going to drag if blank then blank. In our first blank, we're going to add if it's touching. And this is found in the sensing category on the left-hand side. So at if touching, and we're going to put it right in that space. We'll change mouse pointer to donut. So if our bear is touching our donut, then we're going to come to this sound area and we'll play sound. Pop is going to be the one that it plays when it eats. You can also browse sounds here if you don't want that sound that comes up. You should have one automatic default sound for each of your characters. If you have a dog, it's likely bark. But if you don't like that sound, you can, here's that sound. You can record your own sound, or you can add a sound on the top left-hand corner. Okay, so that's how you add a sound to your game. The last thing we are going to do is to create a score system. So there is no exact command about scoring on the left-hand side. So we have to create our own. To do this, we will go to the orange category, Variables. And above this section, it says Make a Variable. So we're making our own variable. We'll type the name Score into the variable box. We'll select For All Sprites, and then OK. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is set our score to 0 at the beginning of every game. So in order for this to happen at the beginning of the game, we're going to go to Events and select When Green Flag Clicked, or meaning when the game begins. Then we'll go back to our variables and select Set My Variable to 0. And instead of my variable, we're going to change that to score. As you can see on our stage over here, our score variable has popped up in the top left-hand corner, and it does indeed say 0. So we just added our score variable, and we created the code that says when flag clicked, set score to 0. So next, we are going to create code for our score to increase when they are touching. We're going to start that off by going to Events, selecting When Green Flag Clicked, then using our control forever. We want this to happen throughout the whole game, so we're going to add a loop. Then, as I mentioned, we only want the score to increase if the bear is touching the donut, which means we need a conditional. I'm going to add if then into our forever. Then we'll go to Sensing to add if touching the donut, or whatever your second character is. Then we are going to go to Variables and select Change Variable. And make sure that we select on the drop-down menu, Change Score by 1. You can change it to any number you want. I'm going to select 5. So here we have our basic score system. I'm going to begin the game by selecting the green flag and starting the game over here. So you may notice as we play the game, the score goes up exponentially. So one thing we can do to add that, to change that, is to use a control and add wait a second. So for the whole time that the donut and the bear are touching, it's increasing the score by 5 over and over and over. And so in order to make that happen only for every 1 second that the bear and the donut are touching, we will add wait 1 second after the then above changing score. And that will help improve our game. So I'm going to go ahead and select the green button here. And you'll notice this time our score goes up much slower. So great job everybody, you just created a chase video game using Scratch. I hope that you enjoyed this video and have a great day.